All right. Let's close the eyes and we'll find a nice, comfortable sitting posture. Naturally comfortable and relaxing posture. Become aware of the spinal posture. Spine tall, vertical, erect. Gently pull the head up toward the ceiling, tailbone down. That should give you a nice feel of this subtle lengthening of the spine. Head, neck, and the trunk all nicely aligned. And if you need to make any adjustments to your posture, you should feel very comfortable. No strain of any kind. You just want to keep this in mind that, spinal posture is very important, plays a big role in our overall health. Especially these days when you are hunched in front of a computer for a long periods of time. We lose track of our posture and sometimes get into a posture which can eventually lead us into problems. So that awareness, hopefully build this awareness here and then carry it to our day-to-day life, whether we are sitting in a chair or on the floor or walking. It's a good idea to maintain, that awareness of the posture. Let the hands rest very comfortably on your knees or thighs. Shoulders up, roll them back, let them hang loose, just to loosen up the shoulders, open up, kind of feel the subtle opening of the chest. Also do a few neck movements, just to feel the muscles in the neck area. Move them up and down, side to side movement. Make circular movements. The idea is just to feel the muscles in the neck area so we can release any kind of tension or tightness in the neck muscles. Very gently loosening up the muscles in the neck area. Finally, bring the head back to the center, positioning the chin slightly below the horizontal level. That should maintain good alignment. Keep the facial muscles very soft. Relax the jaws. And begin to watch your breath now as you inhale, inhale and exhale. Excuse me. Observe the flow at the tip of the nose. And you go to make a mental effort to visualize that we're able to breathe in through the left nostril and breathe out through the right. It's like creating a circular movement with the breath in through the left, out through the right. So that subtle cooling sensation you should feel in the left nostril, warmth in the right nostril. Your mental visualization, breathing in left, breathing out right. Circular movement of the breath. As you finish the next exhalation through the right side, just bring your breathing back to your natural rhythm for a moment. Regular breaths. Let's reverse the direction now. So see if you can imagine that you're able to breathe in only from the right nostril and breathe out through the left. That cooling sensation when you inhale, you might feel in the right nostril when you inhale. Again, circular kind of a movement with the breath. Developing a deep sense of breath awareness. And as you finish the next exhalation through the left side, you're breathing back to your natural rhythm. Regular breaths for a moment. Let's recite Om 3 times. Deep inhalation. Om. Softly open the eyes. Namaste and welcome. Welcome to day number 5. Day number 5 of this short journey together and setting the intention. Sankalpa. That's the word for intention in Sanskrit. Sankalpa. Making that sankalpa to carry on this journey for the rest of the life. I keep reminding you, hopefully it'll stick. Okay, let's do the eye exercise. We'll do the circular rotation of the eyes. Head in the center, spine up, look up. Creating large circles. Clockwise rotation. Smooth and continuous movement of the eyes. Exercise the muscles in the eyes. We will make a very gentle effort to stretch the eyes in every direction. Full 360-degree rotation. Only the eyes are moving, not the head. Next time we bring the eyes to the top, center them and close. Just relax for a brief moment. Open the eyes, look up, counterclockwise, full circle. Smooth movement, large circle, stretching. Stretching but not straining. When you bring the eyes to the top, center the eyes and close. And let's rub the palms briskly. Cover the eyes softly with the palms. Don't release the massage the eyes and the eyebrows, just lightly rubbing them. Massage the forehead, sides of the eyes, cheeks. Just softening the muscles in these areas, neck and the throat. These. And again, softly open the eyes. Other day we talked about the 5 levels of awareness. We call them 5 layers of awareness, etc. Does anybody remember what we talked about? 5 layers of awareness?
Annamaya kosha.
Annamaya kosha. Pranamaya kosha. Manomaya kosha. Those are the 3 we talked about. Right? Annamaya is the food sheath. You can call kosha is a sheath or an enclosure. Kosha could be any enclosure is called a kosha. In Sanskrit, a treasury is called a vitta kosha. You probably have heard that term.
Yeah,
Vitta kosha. Kosha is an enclosure. So you can think of this whole being as a composite of 5 enclosures, you can say. Okay. The first is the physical body, right? Sustained by food. Second is the pranic body, as they call it, pranamaya kosha, sustained by breath, basically. Okay. All the physiological functions. Third is the manomaya kosha, all right? That's where all the thoughts happen. I always like to add the word garbage. That's where all the garbage is. That's what messes us up from time to time. But then that happens because there is a whole understanding we need to develop, that because it's all happening because of the ego. Most of our problems happen because of the ego. So when we look at our kind of the whole mental framework, you can say, we think of these as having a composite of 4 functions in there, in that mental framework. 4 functions. So in the Vedanta terminology, they call it they call antahakarana. Antahakarana means the inner instrument. In Vedanta, they talk about 4 functions. In yoga and Sankhya, they call just 3. They give 3, but the 4th is kind of hidden behind. What are the 4 functions? One is called the manas. What's manas? Same thing, mind. That mind which is kind of ego-driven, so you can say. But that function of the mind is to connect with the outside world. First connection. Through the 5 senses, and then through the 5 motor actions, can move your hands, feet, and everything. That's all controlled by the mind. Also, the mind has the ability to dig deep into the memory and pull stuff out, right? That's mind. Then there's the function called the buddhi, or the intellect. What does that do? That's the one which helps us make decisions, make choices. I want this, I want that. I want to come for this program, or I want to sleep in, I don't want to do anything with this. Things like that. I want to eat this, I don't want to eat this. That's all decision making done by the buddhi. The third element is called smriti, which is memory, which is where all the problems are basically. Everything gets deposited in the memory, and we've had, these deposits happening not only from this life, but a multitude of previous lives. Okay, and so three things get deposited there basically, again, the same way to look at it is there are three things. One is called smriti, which is pure memory. And I'm going to define pure memory. And then there is samskara, and then there is vasana. Three things, roughly. Okay? Pure memory is with no salt and pepper added. So we're doing this class, you're attending this class, you'll have a memory of this class. Pure memory is that you started the class at 6, you were so many people in the class, and it happened on such and such day. That's pure memory. For samskara, when you add salt and pepper to it, oh, I love this class, I hated the class, I don't want to have anything to do with this class again. All right, that love, hate, like, dislike, all that is added by the ego, and that becomes our samskaras. That's how we operate our life, samskaras. The third thing that we get added is called vasana. Vasana is a kind of a subtle hidden desire, whether you want to have a repeat experience or what you liked, or you want to have nothing to do with the experience that you disliked. That's called vasana. These three things are embedded in our memory. Okay, so that you can just call it memory, right? There's manas, there's buddhi, there's memory, and the fourth element is what is it called?
You just said vasana.
No, third is vasana.
Hmm?
The vasana is part of memory.
Oh, okay.
Vasana is part of memory. So I'm saying there is one fourth function which is very, very important. We talked about it all the time. We mention the word every day.
Ego.
Ego. Ahankar. That's the name in Sanskrit. Okay. So that's how this whole mental structure is functioning. Okay. So there's ego, there is smriti, memory, and there is manas and buddhi. All right. So keep that discussion in mind. We'll still continue the discussion tomorrow. Okay. I'm building the framework for you to understand what's going on in the mind. Okay.
So we are still with the third one, right?
We are still at the third level. The third level is the most important to understand. And we're still talking about this third level, essentially. All right? Manomaya kosha. So important to understand this whole functioning, then only we can make further progress. We're still not going to the fourth and fifth. All right? All right. Let's get ready. Yes. Come up on the hands and knees. Hands are under the shoulders. Knees are under the hips. Spread the fingers wide. Okay. Now, as you inhale, lift the head up, tailbone up, dip the navel down and look up. As you exhale, round the spine, lower the chin down, lift the navel up, tuck the tailbone in. Same movement. Do this a couple more times. Move the knees a little back. Your knees are too close to the hands. Yes. That's good. Yes. Finish the next round. Finish the Final exhalation, spine back to the neutral position. Briefly, I'm going to do a little extra leg stretch today. So lift the right foot up and then hold the ankle of the right leg with the left hand. Left hand, right ankle. And then pull the foot back away from you and lift the knee up higher, foot up higher, and look up. The left hand is holding the right ankle and pulling it back. The foot is pulling the hand back and lifting the head up, chest up. And we'll slowly release and let go. Pause. To the other side. Lift the left foot up, grab the ankle with the right hand, and then pull the foot back. So you're really, you can call it push or pull, I don't know. Push the foot back toward the back wall and lift up, head up. Knee lifts up higher, the foot lifts up higher. That's the whole idea here. Deep stretch. And we're going to release, up and down. And then sit in the Vajrasana if that's comfortable. If not, any other posture. Okay. As always, get ready for Kapalabhati. Okay, let's get ready. So final exhalation, just release all the air out and then get back to your natural rhythm of breathing. Okay, let's come up to a standing position, Surya Namaskara. Today what we'll do is to introduce you to Surya Namaskar with the recitation of mantras. Okay, so it's a new concept for those of you who have not done it before. So traditionally, the practice of Surya Namaskara was done with the recitation of mantras. Okay, it's been going on for many, many years. But then it's been kind of, that Surya Namaskara was not a part of yoga traditionally. It was not in any of the ancient books. There's no mention of Surya Namaskara, but happened very recently. I'm going to play the mantras and then we'll do one round. Just follow along. These are mantras chanted by some professionals in India. Okay, very simple mantras. But we'll just do one round and then I'll explain the whole sequence. All right. Let me play the mantras. Just give me a second. There it is. Close it. Round number 1.
ॐ मित्राय नमः ॐ रवये नमः
X.
ॐ सूर्याय नमः
Inhale.
ॐ भानवे नमः ॐ खगाय नमः
Inhale and
ॐ पूष्णे नमः
inhale.
ॐ हिरण्यगर्भाय नमः
Exhale.
ॐ मरीचये नमः
Inhale.
ॐ आदित्याय नमः
Look up. Knee down. Exhale.
ॐ सवित्रे नमः
Inhale.
ॐ अर्काय नमः ॐ भास्कराय नमः
Palms together for now.
ॐ श्री सवित्र सूर्य नारायणाय नमः
Now release the hands. So this is the sequence of Surya Namaskara with the mantras. Okay, so these are mantras which recite one name, one manifestation of the sun, you can call it, right? So some of you recognize these names. Om Ravaye Namah, Ravi is sun. Om Suryaya Namah, Surya is sun. Om Bhaskaraya Namah, Bhaskara is another name for sun, etc. So all these are 12 different names for sun. And each one has a different meaning, a different interpretation. Why, what's the significance of each one of these words, okay? So, Om Namaha means I bow down, I mentioned that. So, Om Suryaya Namaha, I bow down to that aspect of the sun who is named as Surya. Om Bhaskaraya Namaha, same thing, Bhaskara. Remember Kapala Bhati, I said Bha means to shine. Same thing, Bhaskara, Bha means to shine. Kara means one who does something, like Namaskara. Bhaskara, one who shines. That's why Bhaskara. Okay, so these are the kind of different ways to give these names. So now what we'll do is few things that are very important in this practice. One is breathing. I just guided you with the when to inhale, when to exhale. So basically, whenever you stretch the abdomen back, kind of stretch the body backwards, and stretch the abdomen, that's inhale always. When you bend forward, you're compressing the belly, okay? And that's always exhale. So whenever there is compression, there is exhale, then with the expansion, there is inhale, okay? And then rest kind of follow. The only time when you go from the downward facing dog to Ashtanga Mudra, okay? 8 limbs are on the floor. That's the only time you take a full breath, inhale and then exhale. Because the next move is Cobra, which is inhale. Have you got that? That's breathing. Now, these mantras have a very specific rhythm. Okay, the duration is very fixed for each mantra, right? Now, when you inhale, let's say you reach here and you run out of breath while the mantra is still going on. Take extra breaths. Don't hold the breath. That's very important. Okay, but the next movement, you start with the proper breath. Exhale. Okay, wherever you are, then switch to that breath. Okay, breathing is very important. Don't hold the breath at any time. Take extra breaths. The sequence, this recording is for 12 rounds, and then I've numbered the rounds. Round number 1, round number 2, etc. And when you do it for 12 rounds, today we will not do 12 rounds, but one of these days we might, okay? But when you do it for 12 rounds, to maintain balance in our movements, every odd number round, 1, 3, 5, 7, bring the left foot back first, left foot forward. On the even number of rounds, 2, 4, 6, etc., right foot back, right foot forward. Got it? That way you will maintain full balance in our stretching, all right? And then of course also you can, if you want to add when you bring your left foot back, you want to do warrior 2 pose, the warrior 1 pose, it's okay, as long as you can fit it within the time duration. If you cannot, don't do it. It's okay. All right. The most important part of this whole practice is that you have to treat this as a combination of asana, pranayama, and meditation. Okay. Asana because it's physical stretching. Pranayama because we're doing ujjayi breaths and long breaths. It's pranayama. Every breath is very long. Ujjayi. Okay, so it's pranayama. And then once you become very, very familiar with the whole sequence, when you don't have to think about it, then you can close the eyes. And then listen to the mantras and kind of get absorbed in the sound and the rhythm and the vibration of the mantras. Body should automatically flow into these movements. So it becomes a very beautiful, they say, dance-like movement. You want to try it that way. Okay? We'll do 2 more rounds like that.
I have a question. One Surya Namaskar, when we consider is like one time doing,
Just
not
one,
the set, right?
There are different schools of thought. What we do when we come back here and come back, that's 1 round. In the Shivananda training center, they say, when you do 2 to both sides, that's considered 1 round. We're not doing that, but that's a good question. Okay, 2 more rounds, okay? Just very basic. Round number 2.
Om Mitraya Namaha.
Inhale.
Om Ravaye Namaha.
Exhale.
Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Bhanave Namaha. Om Khagaya Namaha.
Inhale.
Om Pushne Namaha.
Inhale.
Om Hiranyagarbhaya Namaha. Om Marichaye Namaha.
Inhale.
Om Adityaya Namaha.
Exhale.
Om Savitre Namaha.
Inhale.
Om Arkaya Namaha. Om Bhaskaraya Namaha.
2 easy breaths.
Om Shri Savitra Surya Narayanaya Namaha.
And release the hands. Round number 3.
Om Mitraya Namaha. Om Ravaye Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Bhanave Namaha. Om Khagaya Namaha. Om Pushne Namaha. Om Hiranyagarbhaya Namaha. Om Marichaye Namaha. Om Adityaya Namaha. Om Savitre Namaha. Om Arkaya Namaha. नमः ॐ भास्कराय नमः ॐ श्री सवित्रसूर्यनारायणाय नमः
Okay. This is just to give you an introduction to the mantras, which are, like I said, they're very beautifully sung mantras, and once you get into the rhythm and you do it for a longer time, your mind just becomes very calm, and the body, I don't know if some of you might have felt it if you've done it before, body seems to be energized by itself. You just get the energy to do this. People who have never done 12 rounds, they have absolutely no problem. We'll do it one of these days and you will feel that energy. Anybody felt that before? Okay. Once again, Vrikshasana, tree pose. Move away. Very classical tree pose. Foot on inside, heel all the way up, toes pointing down, knee to the outside. Start with the prayer position. If you feel comfortable, raise the arms up. Press the foot and the thigh against each other. That might help also. Put your gaze at a spot in front. Vrikshasana. Arms down. And release the arms and legs down. Relax for a moment. The other side. Be comfortable, raise the arms up all the way. And slowly come down. And release. As you notice, it is pretty windy for some of us. For me, it's always windy. It's very strange, I used to be pretty good at this balance, but after my COVID in late December, early January this year, my balance is gone. Very strange. COVID does some weird things. All right, lie down on your abdomen. That's for a moment. Ready for Dhanurasana, bow pose, forehead down, bend your knees. You need help? I got it. Okay. Yeah, be good at it now. You've done it enough times. Yes. Good. All right, lift up. Good. You push the feet back into the hands. That always helps stretch the legs and also lift the knees up higher. Slowly come down, but keep holding on to the ankles. We always do it twice, but relax in between. Relax for a moment. For the second effort, bring the knees together, feet together. Keep the shoulders rolled back and lift up. Dhanurasana. Let's release. Come down. Relax. For the elbows, go to a plank position. So curl the toes under. If the thighs up, knees up, buttocks up. But bring the body completely parallel to the floor. Completely parallel to the floor. Again, the same thing. Heels, buttocks, and shoulders all in one line. Stay there for a moment, just a few breaths. Forearm plank. Remember, the world record in this pose is 6 hours and 13 minutes.
Almost there.
We're almost there, yes.
Just few 100 minutes.
All right, let's release, come down, relax. Roll over onto your back, on your back for a moment. The feet together, stretch the arms back overhead, get a good stretch. Pull the hands back and away, toes pointing away. Yashtikasana. And as you exhale, come up to a sitting position. For a moment. Once you build your own practice at home, I always recommend, that every now and then you should do the practice of Surya Namaskara with the mantras at home. You really enjoy it. And build up to 12 rounds, and feels great. Becomes very meditative. Okay, stretch the legs out. Do a little different stretch today. We're going to spread the legs out wide. Wide legs. Yes, drag it around. Go back a little. You okay? Yeah, that's fine. Legs doing all right? Good. Legs are wide out. Do a couple of rounds dynamically with the breath. So as you inhale, bring the arms out horizontal. As you exhale, you're going to turn the body to your left. Wrap the left arm behind you. Wrap the left arm behind you. Just look at me. Left arm behind you. Right hand on the outside, on the left leg, outside of the left leg. Left arm behind you.
Left.
Okay. Right hand on the outside of the left leg. And then bend over. As much as you can. Drop the chest. That's when you exhale. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, wrap the right arm behind you, left hand on the outside, and drop the chest on top of the thigh. Go back. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. This time when we exhale and stay there, we're going to stay there for a few breaths. Exhale. And now stay in this position. Keep breathing now. Take a few extra breaths here. Deepen the stretch when you exhale. When you inhale, roll the shoulder back and away. When you exhale, drop the chest down. Here you can use a strap, so you can really maintain the pose for a few breaths here. And as you inhale, come back up. Exhale the other side. Yes, now use a strap if you need to. And finally, as you inhale, come back and release the arms. Relax. Little different stretch, a little more intense. Great stretch for the pretty much the whole body, because now you can feel the stretch in the inside of the legs, back of the knees. And the twist, of course, is a great twisting stretch for the entire body. Okay, very nice stretch. Challenging, but slowly build it up. Okay. All right. We'll do the forward bending stretch here. Legs are apart. Keep the hands in front. Start walking the hands away as far as you can. Okay. When you reach your final position, if you can, stretch the arms, spread them wide. Either grab the toes or ankles or heels or wherever your hands reach. And then continue to make the effort to drop the chest down, so your chest will come down, chin will come down, forehead comes down eventually. Go closer to the floor as much as you can. No forcing. This could be fairly intense. I don't want you to get hurt. Keep breathing. And slowly as you inhale, come back up. Raise the arms up as you inhale. Bring the feet together. Pull the hands up. As you exhale, bend forward. Paschimottanasana. Again, use a strap if you need to. The hands don't reach comfortably to the feet. A strap always helps maintain good awareness of the spine, and then you keep the effort. Bring the hands closer to the feet. That will deepen your stretch. Yes, close the gap. That's better. Yes, good. As you inhale, pull the chin away in the direction of the feet to lengthen the spine. Exhale, drop the chest further down to deepen the stretch. All that only if it's comfortable. And as you inhale, raise the arms up. Exhale, release. As I said, we maintain the same basic sequence, doesn't change. It's the same sequence, but within the sequence, few minor variations here and there, so that we can engage different parts of the body, different muscles and joints, and just enjoy the whole practice, right? We want to keep it enjoyable, and we can do that only if you maintain full awareness of what's going on at every level. All right. Brief Sarvangasana, shoulder stand. You can go against the wall if you need the wall. You can try without the wall. You can come here as always. Or you can go, oh yeah, good. Very nice. That's very good. You're okay? That's good. You guys are doing well. For the shoulder stand, Sarvangasana. Eventually, the goal is to bring the whole body into a vertical plane. So the heels, buttocks, and shoulders eventually end up in one plane, vertical plane, eventually, not today necessarily. Keep that in mind, though. That's our objective. We never want to push ourselves. Once those who are comfortable in the position, with just a couple of minor variation, you can spread the legs out into a V shape first. Let's try that. V shape, wide apart. Bring them back, legs vertical. Can you do a little bicycle movement with the legs? Just give it a try. Are you okay? Right. Pause, keep the legs up straight now, and then lower one leg at a time behind you. Keep the other vertical. This is called half plow. Ardha halasana, plow pose, but half version. One leg behind you. Then switch legs, alternate. Okay, bring the legs back up, and this time release both the legs down together behind you into the full halasana, plow pose. Very good. Don't hurt yourself.
I don't know why I cannot do second time.
It's okay.
You can do it this way.
Be careful, don't hurt the neck. All right, come out of the pose by first releasing the back down to the floor, and then release the legs very slowly. All right. It's a matter of practice. Slowly you'll build up the practice and then develop enough strength in the core areas. It takes a lot of core strength when you want to hold the pose, or even getting into the pose and coming out of the pose, you need core strength. That's what we will keep building. Okay? All right. Fish pose. Come up on the elbows, arms under the buttocks. Roll the shoulders back. By rolling the shoulders back, we'll lift the chest up and release the head back and let it rest on the ground. Crown of the head on the floor. Tilt the head back so you're looking at the wall behind you. Chest lifted up. And finally, if you feel comfortable, without letting the chest drop, lift the feet off the floor about 3 inches. Out, bring the feet down, bring the palms out from under the buttocks. Sit back up on the elbows. Lower the chin down, all the way down to the chest. And then release the back down, shoulders down, head down, and relax. Bend the knees, wrap the arms around the knees, hug the knees to the chest. Keep the tailbone down on the floor and begin to roll the body side to side. And finally, when you get back to the center, pause briefly and begin to rock the body up and down. And finally come back up to a sitting position. Working at these three levels all the time. Physical level, Annamaya Kosha. Breath level, Pranamaya Kosha. Mental level, Manomaya Kosha. Those are the few layers which are more easily accessible. That's why we keep talking about these. You want to be very aware of what's going on at all these levels, all the time. Okay, so we'll also do another variation of the twisting pose today. We've been doing the Ardha Matsyendrasana. Today we'll do a pose called the Marichasana. Okay, let me just show you what we'll do. You need a strap. Some of you will need a strap. Okay, so start by bringing the legs out in front. Okay, now instead of bringing the foot on the outside, you're going to slide the right foot all the way back on the same side against the groin area, all the way back. So from here, just watch a second, because what we'll do is to just pull the knee to the outside slightly, bring the right arm from the inside, so the upper arm is on the inside of the knee, palm is facing outward, okay? Now this is where you're going to wrap the arm around the knee, the other arm goes behind the back, and then hold the hands together, okay? This is where you need a strap, all right? So, yes, put the hand behind, hold the strap here, and bring the hands closer and closer to each other. Hold on. Yes. Yes, hold the strap very, very, very good. You got it? Almost there. Almost there. No, you need a strap for at least for some time. Yeah. From inside, yes. Very good. That's good. Got it. Good. Just a little more and then release the pose. Come back. Called the Marichasana. Okay. Same thing for the other side. So you're going to do the left foot all the way back, heel against the groin area. Again, wrap the arm, left arm from the inside out, and then grab the hands behind you. No, left arm. Easy. No, stay there. Yes, now hold it. Yes, you got it now. Okay. This knee up at high. Put it here. Yes. Very good. He's almost there. Good. Very nice. Just a little more. And then release. Come back. That's called the Marichasana. Marichi was the name of a sage, Rishi, Marichi. There's another name very similar sounding. Anybody remember that name?
Ramayana.
Marich. He was a bad guy. Marich and Marichi. Two different names.
Surya's grandfather.
Hmm?
Surya's grandfather is Marichi.
Marichi, yes. Okay, let's close it. Surya's grandfather?
Yeah, his father was Kashyapa. Kashyapa's father was Marichi.
Surya Bhagwan.
Yeah, Surya's father was Kashyapa. Yeah, Kashyapa's father, okay, Marichi. Okay. Good information.
Thank you.
All right, let's close the eyes, sit up nice and tall, eyes closed, shoulders relaxed. We call this our moment of reflection. Remember, we talked about the ego and the intellect. This is our level to understand now, effort to understand. If at any moment in our practice, the mind was driven by the ego, when that happens, the mind tries to push the body beyond its comfort zone, beyond its limits, and that's dangerous, can hurt us sometimes. Hands behind the back, softly hold the right wrist, and as you exhale, bend forward. Stay in the final position for a moment. And with the next inhalation, easy move, come back up. Release. Get ready for Yoga Nidra. Remember, Yoga Nidra is yogic, sleep with full awareness, not the same as biological sleep. As always, set the intention that you're going to go into Yoga Nidra. But if biological Nidra takes over, don't worry, it's okay. Perfectly fine. Okay, let's get ready. And we'll go into that half goat position again, only if it's comfortable, because some of you may not have that core strength yet to stay in this pose for a long time. So that's okay. Give it a start. Otherwise, bring the head down, feet down. Keep the legs very straight. Toes are pointing away. Stretch the arms very straight in front. Spread the fingers wide. Fist with the hands tight. Rotate the wrists around. We'll pause here. Other direction. Pause. Keep the elbows straight. We'll work on the facial muscles. Open the mouth. Extend the tongue out. Curl it down. Eyes are open. Mouth wide open. Tense up the facial and the neck muscles. Pull the fists away in the direction of the feet. Squeeze the buttocks tight, tight. Thighs tight. Knees, kneecaps. Calf muscles. Ankles. Point the toes away. One final effort, engaging every muscle, every limb in the body into a real tight squeeze. Squeeze everything. Tighter and let go. Let the body find its own posture now, very comfortable. That means you're in the final posture, you should have to make no effort. So spread the feet apart, just experiment. Almost the width of the mat. Hands away, palms facing up. As I mentioned, it should all feel very natural, no effort of any kind. Go through our sequence to relax the body one muscle at a time. Start by relaxing the toes, soles of the feet, heels, ankles, calf muscles, shins, knees and the kneecaps, thighs, the pelvic area, all the abdominal muscles. Visualize and relax the internal organs, heart, lungs, kidneys, liver, pancreas. Relax the rib cage, chest, shoulder blades, collarbones. Bring the awareness to the hands, relax the fingers, palms, wrists, forearms, elbows, upper arms, shoulders. Relax the buttocks, full length of the spine, muscles in the lower back, middle back, upper back, neck muscles, all the facial muscles, cheeks, chin, lips, jaws, tongue, teeth, nose, eyes, eyebrows, forehead, top of the head, back of the head. Every muscle, every limb feels very nicely loose and relaxed now. Try to become aware of all the points of contact between the body and the floor and let the body gently sink into the floor. The body feels that subtle heaviness. It feels nicely supported by the ground in a state of very deep relaxation. And to enjoy this state of relaxation for a few more moments, we'll set the intention. We call that a sankalpa. That while we're relaxing, when thoughts come up in the mind, we will simply acknowledge there is a thought, otherwise pay no attention. We will not get carried away with the thoughts at all. And that way, we can continue to enjoy this very beautiful states of the body and the mind. Bring the awareness back to the breathing and begin to breathe slightly deeper breaths. Just feel the flow of breath at the tip of the nose for a moment. Slowly begin to stretch the fingers, curl the toes, stretch the hands, feet, arms, legs. You can stretch the arms back overhead, give a good stretch to the body. Pull the hands back and away, bring the feet together, point the toes away. Slowly roll to one side. Come back to a sitting position comfortably. Pranayama. Start with Kapalabhati. One more round. Final exhalation. And then just natural breathing after that. That's called Kapalabhati. Bha. Bha means to shine. Okay, so next we'll do is what's called the Bhastrika. We did that once, right? Bhastrika? Arms up and down? No, we didn't do. We haven't done it yet. Okay. So the Bhastrika is a practice where we force both inhalation and exhalation. Okay. In Kapalabhati, only the exhalation was forced. We allow the inhalation to happen passively, right? In Kapalabhati. In Bhastrika, we consciously force both inhalation and exhalation. They're both short bursts of breath, not long breaths, short. But we also engage the arm and shoulder movement in this. So when we inhale, we throw the arms up forcefully. When we exhale, we throw the arms down. All right. Now, there's a word of caution because it's a very forceful technique, not recommended for someone with blood pressure problems. That means if you have hypertension and you're on medication, but despite all that, there is, you notice fluctuating blood pressures. Okay, so if your blood pressure fluctuates, despite your being on medication, then you should avoid this. If it is perfectly stable with medication, good to go. Very invigorating practice, cleansing practice, but forceful. All right. So The movement will be arms thrown up, arms thrown up. My shoulders are not good for throwing the arms up to follow along with Murli. All right. This is the starting position. Now, when you throw the arms up, you open the palm. When you bring them down, you make a fist. Very light. Okay. So start. Inhale. Up. Exhale. Down. Up. Down. Inhale. Exhale. Push. Up. Down. Final 2 breaths now. Force the exhalation finally, and then release the hands. Natural rhythm of breathing. As you can notice, it's a very invigorating practice. Even after one round, you can almost feel some subtle warmth in the body, in the facial area. It really generates a lot of warmth. Heat, you can call it. As we all know, heat is a cleansing agent. Combination of Kapalbhati and Bhastrika, supposedly excellent for cleansing the body, detoxifying the body. And as you can see, the force of the breath really engages the lungs very effectively. There's a lot of exercise for the lungs here. All the air passages within the lungs, because of this force, they get cleansed out. There's nothing to obstruct those passages anymore. And that's why, for very mild asthma, it's a very beautiful practice. People have been cleansed with, been cured of mild asthma. Severe asthma, you should not try this practice. It can cause more damage because of the force. Okay? A couple of warning signs. Otherwise, as you can feel, it's a very beautiful, invigorating practice. Okay. We'll do one more new practice today. It's called Bhramari. Bhramari has come from the word Brahmara. Have you know what Brahmara is? Bee, humming bee. All right. So Bhramari is the sound made by a Brahmara, which is humming, basically. So in this breathing practice, just in terms of the sound itself, we'll inhale and then make a sound like this. That's humming sound, okay? But we also add the element of a gesture with the hands, which is called Shanmukhi Mudra. Shanmukhi. It comes from Shat means 6, Mukhi is openings. What are the 6 openings in our facial area? 2 ears, 2 eyes, 1 nose, 1 mouth. 6, all right? And we close all those 6. How? The thumbs will go into the ears. Don't put it yet. Because once you put the thumbs in the ear, you won't hear my further instructions. Okay? So just listen and then we'll do it all together. Thumbs will go to the ears, right? And then the index fingers will be positioned very lightly on the eyelids, very lightly. Middle finger very lightly on the nose. Don't press it too hard. We still want to breathe. The ring finger on the upper lips and then below the lips. So symbolically, this Shanmukhi Mudra, this gesture, it's shutting our mind from the 5 senses, symbolically. Okay? We're closing all the 5 faculties. That means the mind is not going to be distracted by anything that's coming in from the 5 senses. That's the idea. Okay? That symbolically, we are really setting the intention that we're going to keep the mind very, very calm and free of any distraction. All right? But then you make a sound. So inhale and then make a sound like this. All right? Because the ears will be closed, you won't hear the instructions. So count on your own. 4 breaths. Everyone will just count 4 breaths, long, deep breaths. Take a long, deep inhalation. And when you exhale, make that sound 4 times. And then release the hands. Okay? Finally, when you're done with the whole sequence, release the hands and then stay mentally tuned to the sound vibration of the humming sound for a few more moments. That might still be ringing in your mind, in your ears, that sound. Just feel that sound vibration in your body. Humming sound, very, very soothing sound, calming sound, brings the mind to a state of real peace, tranquility. Okay, we can open the eyes softly. And finally, Nadi Shuddhi, also known as Anulom Vilom. That's another name. Alternate breathing, okay? Vishnu Mudra, right hand. Chin Mudra, left hand. Hold the right nostril with the right thumb. Exhale through the left nostril. Inhale left. Hold the left. Exhale through the right. Inhale right. Hold the right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Hold the left. Exhale right. And keep going now. Continue with this rhythm. Exhale first through one nostril. Inhale through the same nostril. And switch. The sound of the breath comes from the base of the throat, not nasal friction. These are ujjayi breaths, each one. Inhale and exhale. But very soft, not a whole lot of sound should be heard. Soft hissing sound at the base of the throat. Maintain a count in your mind. Om 1, Om 2, Om 3, Om 4, etc. Make an assessment of the duration of your inhalation and exhalation. Because what we want to do eventually is to build the ratio of 1 to 2. So over time, as you learn, as you get better at the practice, your exhalation may get longer. Because eventually we want to make the exhalation twice as long as the inhalation. But make an assessment. If your ratio is, let's say, you inhaling for 5 seconds, exhale for 6 seconds, that's fine. Eventually we want to build up to 5 to 10 ratio, 6 to 12, etc. But no force, no strain of any kind. Finish the next round. Take your time to finish the final exhalation through the left nostril. At the end of that final sequence, then release the hands. Take your time. Keep the eyes closed. Nice, comfortably tall body, tall in the sense that you're trying to lift the spine straighter, more erect, but at the same time, it should be very comfortable. Shoulders hanging loose, hands very comfortable. Let's recite Om once now, deep inhalation. Om. Join the palms together for the Shanti mantra. Inhale. Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Gamaya Amritam Gamaya Shanti. Lead me from unreal to the real, darkness to light, from the fear of death to the knowledge of immortality. Peace, peace, peace. Arms. Cover the eyes softly with the palms. Release the hands, join the palms again, raise them up. And as you exhale, bend forward. Shri Guru Bhyo Namaha. I bow down with respect to all my gurus, my teachers. We always like to remember our teacher, Patanjali, for giving us this beautiful practice and wisdom. That's yoga. And coming back slowly. You all, namaste. Have a great rest of the day.